Researchers used the Mobile HomeCage for head-fixing awake mice during microscopic imaging, single-cell electrophysiology, optogenetic stimulation, and functional ultrasound recordings. Some researchers combine these techniques with simple behavioral readouts. To enable more complex behavioral analysis, we have recently added locomotion tracking capabilities. You can now monitor the animal's speed and trajectory of movement in real time. Besides, you can use the tracker software to control reward or stimulation devices in closed-loop experiments. The magnetic tracker is built into the Mobile HomeCage, so it doesn't take away valuable space in the two-photon microscope setup. Unlike camera-based trackers, the magnetic tracker works both in light and in dark conditions. And, depending on the device model, it gives 80 to 100 frames per second, which is much faster than image-based tracking algorithms. Both regular-size Mobile HomeCage and the Mobile HomeCage Large use the same open-source software. Let's have a look at the software. The user interface is divided into three parts: Settings, Recording, and Analysis. In the Settings tab, you can specify the input-output ports configuration. A click on the Input-Output Settings button brings up a pop-up window. In the pop-up window, assign each port's designation and choose between different synchronization options. Once this is done, specify the zones of interest, as well as their size and orientation. Each zone can be used to control external devices. Let's imagine that I want to trigger a liquid reward system by sending a half-second long TTL signal every time the mouse enters the central zone and spends at least 5 seconds in it. I left-click on Zone 7, enter 5 into the time window and 0.5 into the stimulus window. From the TTL Out drop-down menu, I select the TTL port number 2 and press Set button to save these stimulus settings. The final step saves all settings and takes me to the Recording tab. In the Recording tab, you can see a representation of the mouse's location on the screen. You can also see the mouse's speed, as well as the relative amount of time it spends in each segment. If you have specified TTL control settings, you will see the indicator light up when the stimulus conditions are met. You can change some parameters, such as the trail length, to better visualize the mouse's movements. It is also possible to adjust data filtering for real-time reduction in the noisiness of your traces. Once you click Stop in the Recording tab, you will be automatically transferred to the Analysis tab, and the freshly recorded data will show up there. It is also possible to bring up data from previous recordings. For example, let me upload a previously recorded track of a mouse that had stayed in a Mobile HomeCage for around 40 minutes. Here you can see the complete track, as well as a heat map showing where the mouse spent most of its time. You can also see the TTL status and the relative time spent in each segment. This is it in a nutshell. If you have questions, please contact us in the online chat, by email, or by phone.